Hello, everybody. Loves Raymond, ELR 360 live on a Sunday, the day of the I haven't followed the Masters yet, but we should. I should follow the Masters and see what it is. Hi, everybody. Tom Caltabiano here, a writer on Everest Raymond, and maybe more important, photographer and chronologer of the entire series from beginning to end, taking 30,000 behind-the-scenes photos, which is a lot, the last I heard. Let's see if that lets me go live. Yes, back on Instagram. Hello, everybody. Today we will talk about a couple things. Let me show you some pictures for all those. Let's see if our autofocus is working, in case they've missed it. Okay, did I post that? Oh yeah, that didn't go on Instagram. So that's, let's see, yes, Patricia Heaton, a little bit hot, but not that Patty isn't, but the camera is hot. There we go, there it's focusing. Patty at the top of the stairs, and then on Facebook, I posted this photo, these photos of, okay, oh, that's a good panoramic. Let me just zoom in on Raymond, because it's going to be small. Oh my, that's an old, so there we go. There is Raymond's head's cut off. So Raymond is standing there on the fairway. Is it the fairway? Yeah, I think so. Oh, let me just make sure this is correct for this. No, this. There we go. That should be much, much better, everybody. Much, much better. There we go. And then the camera's that. Okay. Now you should be able to hear me better. If anybody was not able to hear me well, it's because I was on the little microphone on the camera. So many corrections and connections that I have to look after. Let's say hello to a bunch of our friends. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what's on top of those steps. Let's see this here. Let's do this. Let me go back to this, and now I can see comments. Hi, Donnell. Yes, let me say this just because Donnell has joined us. In Austin, Texas, on May 30th, live behind the scenes story behind, like what is it called? Inside the Writers' Room. Phil Rosenthal, Ray Romano, and a lot of the Raymond writers, including myself. It's on a Saturday. I don't know what time I land on Sunday, but in Austin, Texas. Do I know if they're going to record it? I do not know if they're going to. They may record it. I doubt they would broadcast it live, everybody. So here we go. Let's get going, because I am going to. There we go. The favorite quotes mug. You know, I wonder, what is this tea? This is, I don't think we have the bag here, but I think it's Moroccan mint. Moroccan mint green tea by whom? Who makes the tea? I always like to call out the tea. Let me see if my one thing is working here. Bear with me, everybody. Let's see. Oh, it needs me to download that program. Okay. All right, let's bring up some friends. Let's say hi to some friends. Hi, hello, aloha, Bob Silva. Hi, Linda. I hope so for those of you that are just listening, it's me pre-reading so I don't bring up something that's terrible or something that I've answered 20 times. Not that I mind answering it many times, because many of you, I think we're about to hit 81,000 followers here on Facebook. And I think for the longest time we were around 20,000. So let's say there's 70, doing math, 60,000 new people. So for those of you that have been there from the beginning, you're like, yes, we know that already, Tom, but it's new information to a lot of people. So I have no trouble explaining any question. There are no foolish questions, because when I think about it, do I know everything that happened on Seinfeld? No, I know almost zero that happened on Seinfeld, other than going to a couple of filming. So Linda, hope you've been able to scan the crossword puzzle. I haven't had a chance yet. As you can tell, I've been exceptionally busy doing many things, some of them even almost important, but I look forward to it, and I really appreciate that puzzle. Maybe I'll surprise the writers with it and see how they do. They will fail. They are not that well, not that good. They're healthy, but they're not that good. Hi, Kathy Pine. Hi from Wisconsin. Where in Wisconsin? Have you been to the Holler House? Have you been to the Holler House? I believe is the oldest bowling alley in America. Is that true? My Wisconsinites. My Racine, I've been to Racine, Milwaukee, of course, Pewaukee, which sounds like you're making that up, but it is true. There is a Pewaukee. Okay, let's see. Let's go back. Hello there. Hi, Kathy Nelson from Sandusky, Ohio. Is that near Dayton? Hi, Melissa in South Jersey. Where is South Jersey? Is there a Central Jersey? Do you know what I had today? Let me see if I have a picture. Okay, this is for my Jersey friends, and I'm going to introduce you to a new food group that, okay, let's do this. Let's go back to photos. Okay, oh, we got to get back to Rayjmond photos. So how am I going to come up? Do I want to? No, I'm going to do this detour. Trust me. You're going to watch Tom navigating how many photos does Tom have? Did we guess? Was it 400,000 photos on my phone? And my phone, folks, is an antique. I'm hoping I have a deal I'm working out with somebody that I work with whose phone is too big for their hand, and it's the latest, greatest phone. So I said, I'll take that more expensive phone and trade in my iPhone 13. For those of you following along at home, they are on the 17. Okay, so here we go. Education for people. I'm curious who has ever or never heard of this. Okay, so that is, sorry, it looks really bright on my phone, so I don't know on my screen. So I don't know if this is crazy bright. If we have any technical people in the audience or in this room with me, they can do something that will help that. Okay, so there you go. Do you see what I'm holding up? It is called, okay, here we go. Let me scroll that in. I was super excited because that should auto-compensate, but it doesn't. I don't think it is. That is called a Taylor ham sandwich, homemade by yours truly. So if you grew up in northern New Jersey, I don't know. So let's see. How do I do this without causing a turf war? First of all, I think we stole the name Jersey from somewhere on the other side of the ocean, but that's not important. So if you grew up in northern New Jersey, there's southern New Jersey. It's a very long state, and it's very provincial. So northern New Jersey is super hilly, mountainous, rural, almost like Hicks. Let's call them Hicks. That's where I come from. More cows than people, stuff like that, because people think of the Sopranos and Newark and the corridor that goes from Newark to Philadelphia. And if you're from South Jersey, you might as well be from Philly. Forgive me, everybody, but I'm trying to summarize quickly. Taylor ham is a brand name of ham. If you are in northern Jersey and you say, give me a Taylor ham sandwich, ketchup, mustard, not ketchup, mustard, God, ketchup, salt, and pepper. So is it SPK? Something like that. Ray Romano grew up in Queens. I'm like, Ray, do you have Taylor ham sandwiches? Never heard of it in his life. So if you are right now listening to me in Poland, you're like, I guess that's a sandwich in America. But it's really from northern New Jersey. Okay, so hi, Kathy Pine. And then the southern Jersey is how we got onto that. Where in southern Jersey? Wonderful West Virginia. You know, have I been to West Virginia? Where's Hagerstown? Because I used to do a lot of stand-up in Virginia, in Richmond, and where else? Where else? Waynesboro, Charlottesville, and where's the Colonial Williamsburg? That's where it is. I had to get a head start at that. I just recycled the old stuff. iPhone 4 and 6. Wow, that is very, 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 very old. Was there, so I think also, let me just see this. I think also if we go to the camera and turn there's a ring there that'll turn the f-stop down. It's impossible to make a mistake. It'll make it darker. So that, The best thing is to go a really large amount until I get really dark and you can't see me anymore. That's a focus ring. I think you got to go to the other ring behind it. No. There we go. A little bit back, more. Right there. Oh, that is a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. Now let me see what you see on the Taylor ham. So it should be, don't go far though. Here we go. Yes, I think you guys can see that maybe a little, at least you can see the name Taylor. Okay, you can see the name Taylor. Okay, an autofocus break. See, that looks beautiful. And I wonder, what am I at? I'm at an F3.5 or something, hard to say. Okay, that was just for our technical friends. All right, let's go back. Tom Caltabiano here, by the way, saying hello. Okay, let's see now. Hi, Tom. Fun, yes, watching Wonder Where in West Virginia. Where is Chuck Yeager born? He is a Hamlin, West Virginia. Wow, I'm really good. Hi, South Carolina. How are you? Is Clemson in South Carolina? I think it is. Hagerstown is in Maryland. Thank you, Annabelle. I'm loving this. Deb, okay, hold on, Deb. You have really good. Melissa Smith, Clayton, New Jersey, about 35 miles from Philly. We call it pork roll. Yes. So technically, the Taylor ham, I didn't know I was going to go on this detour, but they are delicious. Taylor ham is called pork roll. So Taylor ham is a brand name of pork roll since 1856. And again, for those of you in the UK who are rolling your eyes saying, oh, 1856. Wow, that's so long ago. We get it. You guys are much older than us as a country. Okay, devices found. Let's do this one. Is this one running? Yes. Oh, this makes me very happy. Okay. Then I can turn these down a little bit. These down a little bit. This is what I was trying to do, folks. I was trying to get this going. So this tells me all my sound levels, so you guys can enjoy yourselves. All right. Let's go back to hellos, and let's go over to Instagram, the neglected stepchild of Facebook. So we have almost 81,000 followers. Maybe by the end of today we will. And I thank all of you guys. But on Instagram, it exploded during COVID, our followers, and then it just has been stuck around, I don't know what it is, 35,000. And it's so interesting why that is. Do I know? No. I don't know why that is. Okay, I have the iPhone 13. Teddy, we're in the same boat then. The iPhone 13, which is awesome. Okay. Yeah, for those of you that are completely independently wealthy, I guess maybe, and I have a friend who orders new ones every single time they come out. I'm from Kitchener, Ontario, Canada, Teddy. Did I pronounce that right? Here, I have to. Kitchener. That's such an interesting name. Why did Raymond go to Paramount Plus? Ah, Teddy. Hey, I'm watching Raymond right now. Hi, Teddy. Hi, Lynn Van Orden. Maybe. Always a fodder for a joke, because the maybe throws you. It is your last name, maybe. It's a very who's on first. I don't know why. So let's go. We're going to go back to the Masters. Don't worry, everybody. Okay, let me go back to StreamYard here. And for those of you who watch, we have so much work to do. We're transferring all of the scripts over to our studio. Here's a script. Tom, why don't you show us the front? Oh, because you have to guess what it is. Okay, so the way it works for streaming. So keep in mind, I was a writer on the show and I took a lot of photos and I know everybody and I know as many stories as I can share on Masters and Rayjmond. The way the show ends up on Netflix, on Paramount Plus, on Hulu, it's all, for the most part, it's all money. Meaning, when I say for the most part, there's a straight money deal, which is we'll pay the owners of Masters and Rayjmond $400 million for the rights to stream it for the next 4 years. Okay, great. You have the exclusive right or non-exclusive right to stream it. So when it goes to Paramount Plus is owned by CBS. CBS produced, when I shake my head, that means I'm going, okay. If the lawyer who did the deal sat here, they'd be going, well, Tom, technically it was a share. And okay, for the sake of people who are in West Virginia, CBS produced the show. They made the show. It was on the network, CBS. Paramount Plus is owned by CBS or vice versa, however you want to look at it. And so it ended up on Paramount Plus. If you watch the 30-year reunion, part 1, part 2, it was on Paramount Plus and CBS. So it was a natural that Paramount Plus would have Everybody Loves Raymond. People go, why isn't it on Netflix, Tom? This is outrageous. Go in there and straighten this out. Okay, so it's Netflix just didn't make that deal. So that's why it's on. So that's how it is all over the map and in different places. Okay, so let me see some other things. Okay, Deb again. Let me see. Can someone please help this guy? Yes, he totally needs money plus a new head. Is that a heckle? Is that a heckle? Is that what you'd call a heckle in the business of stand-up comedy? Hi, Kathy. Let me see. Deb Tagran, the final scene was seen. Okay. Sorry, I'm racing through these because I don't know if I want to get into it. I have the iPhone 11, but ready for the new one. I am also watching ELR right now. That's awesome, Kathy. Okay. So let's see this. Don Knotts and Jerry West are from West Virginia. Now, Bob Silva, you are not from West Virginia, and I'm suspicious that you have that knowledge. But Don Knotts, there is no funnier person on the planet than Don Knotts. That is good. I did not know that. Jerry West, an icon of basketball for those of you who are in somewhere in southern Poland. Do you say that? Is Krakow in southern Poland? I think it was. Okay, Deb, let's go to your well thought out questions. Let's go here. And then we're going to go to the Masters. The final scene was the scene with everyone crowding into the kitchen always going to be the final moments, or were there other closing scenes discussed? So everything is discussed all the time in the writer's room. I believe that was Phil Rosenthal's idea maybe a year before the finale was written. So even though all of our names on the finale, which was a nice gesture by Phil, and we all do contribute to every script, some more, some less, that was really Phil Rosenthal's idea how to do that final, what to do in the final episode. And so his big fear, and Phil has talked about it many times, but the big fear is to do a show that's out of the ordinary and everybody hates the show, hates the finale. And they're like, that was a terrible finale. I really like the show. It ruined it. And you guys can write in the comments shows that you felt the finale was terrible. Like Seinfeld got a lot of flack for their final episode, but I personally didn't hate the final episode. I thought, man, what a challenge. And I thought it was brilliant to bring back every character in a trial. I think people had trouble with them staying in prison. And then if you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, they kind of did a thing where they might have gotten out of prison. Yes, that, but once the final episode was landed on, then that was the final scene. That was going to be the final scene. Okay, let's see this. Whoops, keeps going away. Let's do this. Hi, Kathy. Do the actors, writers / get residuals from syndication? Excellent use of the /. Yes, everybody gets a piece of residuals. Now, you can find no shortage of them online. There is no shortage of people online going, here's my residual check for 2 pennies. And it took more to write the check than to send it. So the writers you get residuals from the Writers Guild, and I forget if the producers, I can't keep track of them all. But, the producers of a show, Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld, made hundreds of millions of dollars, okay? The writers, I'm a writer, I did not make hundreds of millions of dollars. So the real numbers, I don't know what the real numbers are lately, but it has I think it's called is this calculus? I don't know. An asymptotic relationship with zero. So it slowly approaches zero over time, but it never touches zero because they wouldn't write you a check for zero, even though they would like to. So the residual amount, I'll see if I can, would you guys want to see my residual checks? I'll see if I can find some residual checks that I'm getting, let's say next month. Let me see if I get any. And so for the Writers Guild, they'll keep track, and there's so much money at stake because it's $1 billion industry. The money, for example, that in syndication, like for the question about why is it on Paramount Plus or why is it on that, all of those trickle down. Some people do make millions, and other people, like me, make hundreds and hundreds of dollars over time. So but yes, and I believe, you guys can look it up, maybe Bob Silva would know better. Gilligan's Island, those actors I think got paid for the first 6 reruns. So when you go, wow, Gilligan's Island has been rerun forever, the actors did not make, they should have made a ton of money. And again, it depends on how you look at all things. But yes, for the most part, very strict rules about Writers Guild and Producers Guild and the Screen Actors Guild of who gets what residuals. But there's also streaming changed everything because it didn't exist during Edward Raymond time, basically. And so nobody saw that coming, where you see The Office, clips of the American Office endlessly on YouTube or on TikTok that gets 14 million views. Who gets paid for that? I don't know. It is not me. Excellent question, Kathy. Excellent question. Okay. Let's see. Deb, how long in advance did the writers know that season 9 would be the last? Well, we knew first because Phil is in the writer's room and he was sharing it with us. So we thought we were going to end it. We thought Phil wanted to end it in season 8. And then they convinced him and Raymond to do another half of a season. So we thought season 8 was going to be the end. And as I have expressed to many of you, it was very sad because we were out of a job. Okay. Gil, I can be on Instagram, but the viewing experience is better on Facebook because I have it on broadband. Yes. And also, Gil, hi, Gil, my trusted friend who always gives me a sound check, especially during COVID, which I really appreciated. This is land. So you see the fork and the fork and spoon there. You see the canister right there. But on Instagram, the people who are watching me point right now are going, what is he pointing at? Because you only see my head. Okay. Here we go. Cheers. Okay. Yeah. See, that looks so much better light-wise. Not sure what that is. Is it coffee? Is it a coffee-based product? Interesting. Very interesting. Next week, I'm going to be exactly on time, by the way. I'm so busy doing so many things. The Masters. Let's talk about the Masters, shall we? I think so. Let me scroll down and catch up because then I don't go back and miss everything. I love the finale, especially Ray's loving hand gestures and Deborah's sweet I know. The scene had so many great moments and really authentic connections between the actors. Thank you, Rita. Here, I'm going to pull, oops, I missed your thing. Here we go. Thank you, Rita. That's very nice of you to say. Hi, Janet. Tom, can you block people who misbehave on this live chat? I think I can, but I don't know that it's worth it. So unless someone's really writing terrible thing, that's a terrible thing. So let me see what I can do here. Can I, okay. So I can do everything. Yeah. Season 2, episode 6, how hard was it to find young actors who could capture specific facial manners? Ray. Okay, that was me doing a impression of an auctioneer. Anniversary, Deb. Season 2, episode 6, how hard was it to find young actors who could capture the specific facial expressions or mannerisms of Ray or Brad? Yeah, it's always a challenge. It's a challenge to find those actors, but they read a lot of people, and they're really, in many ways, those kids look more like Ray Barone's kids than Ray Romano's sons looked like him early on. So there you go. Okay, let me see. Lisa, I forget, where are you from, Lisa? And I should know this. I'm getting to know everybody. What I liked about the ELR finale is it was just like a regular episode. Yes, that is true. That is very true. Okay, let me see. Let me see the. Okay, that's a question I've never heard before. Hi, Melissa. Melissa Cusick. I always wonder, in the episode where Ray started working from home, he bounces a ball off of the twins' head. it hits both of them one after another. Was that a photographic trick, or did he or someone else actually do the trick? So Raymond is a very good softball player. So so far as I know, Raymond did it. So yeah, because there is one which I've talked about in the past. What is the name of that episode? Where Raymond had a party, Diz the Whiz, and Ray has to flick a bottle cap, and I'm the one that flicked the bottle cap. And you couldn't see me until they went to widescreen, and now you can actually see my face on screen, which shocked me because I told the story. Okay, let's see this. Let me see. Hi, Thomas Cat. What is that? Thomas Cataline. That's an interesting name, because Cataline, I'm pronouncing it like an Italian. Hi, Tom. Was Ray's real brother in any episode of Ever Was Raymond? Now, people that have watched forever are going, of course he was. So, yes, Ray has two real brothers, Richard the policeman and Robert the school teacher. Richard the policeman in real life was in many episodes. Robert wasn't in as many episodes. Raymond's real life brother played a security guard, played a policeman, which wasn't a stretch, in a scene with Brad Garrett, who is playing him based on that. So yeah, I think I'm going to do a trivia thing of, has anybody spotted Ray's mother yet in an episode? As far as I know, she's only in one episode, and I think I will have to play that trivia game. Okay, let's talk about, let me see, the Masters. I want to talk about the Masters a little bit. Okay, so really early on, Raymond I would do a gag reel with all of the actors at the end of the season. Gag reel is just a funny movie. I would write a funny movie. And so I go, Ray, I have this idea, and I need to do this. He goes, okay, do you want to go with me? This year I'm going to the Masters. I go, what is the Masters? And he got furious at me, because the Masters is, for those of you that are into a sport, if you say, hey, do you want to go to the finals of the World Cup? And someone says, what's the World Cup? You would be incredulous. You'd be like, what rock have you been buried under? So if you play golf, I don't. I played golf once with my friend, and my first swing, I hit a shed with the ball, which was fascinating to me, because I hit it, I go, oh, where'd it go? And we hear bang, and it hit a shed. And I'm not going to brag, but I'm a fairly good athlete, so it's not like I don't play any sports. The way I bonded with Ray Romano to begin with was playing on his brother's team called Nemo's. Do you guys know where Nemo's comes from? And it's not from the pizza parlor. So I didn't play golf. I was not ensconced in golf. Ray is obsessed with golf. So he goes, I have to go to the Masters. Masters is a tournament in Augusta, Georgia. It was a golf course started by Bobby Jones and another gentleman way back, I want to say, in the 30s. And they courted the press. And it's this very, 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 very prestigious tournament. And it's concluding now. I think as we speak, if someone may have just won, someone can look it up. Don't be a spoiler. Don't share it if you have some money riding on it. Okay, so I go, okay, what's the Masters? Ray gets mad, and next thing I know, we're on a plane to the Masters. So it takes place in Augusta, Georgia. It's a stunning place, and you can't buy your way in to this club, to the Augusta National Golf Course. So it's so prestigious, and on top of it, they don't care. Meaning the owners of the club, and someone can correct me for more specifics or add to my story, when there were protests about, I want to say no women or something, one of the protests, many protests that happened, and the advertisers were threatening CBS and saying, hey, guess what? If you don't start allowing women, we are going to pull you know what, Masters? Let women play, or we will pull all our advertising. And Augusta National said, okay. And so CBS was like, oh no, we make money. The reason Ray Romano made a lot of money and Jerry Seinfeld made a lot of money is because they sell advertising on their TV show broadcasts. They show a lot of sell a lot of Ford motor vehicles. So the Masters is this revered heir. I go down with Ray. Uh, it's such a small town and it swells. It's one of these things, someone can look up the statistic, like maybe there's 8,000 people living in the town usually, and the population goes to 160,000 in 4 days. So you rent out houses. CBS has a house that they've rented out, and staying in this one house is Ray Romano, Les Moonves, who's the president of CBS, Craig T. Nelson, me, and Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen is an MVP of a Super Bowl. He's an amazing athlete. Marcus Allen, look him up if you want. So all of a sudden, the four of us are roommates, which is very, very odd. Because for me, who's at this point, I've been a writer for 3 years, and now the president of CBS, who you can't get to see. So if I called up that year and said, I need to talk to the president of CBS, they go, oh, that's so good, Tom. Why don't you come back in 5 years security is going to escort you off the property now, but then once you've come back and showered and stuff, come back in 5 years, and the answer will still be no. Okay, so now all of a sudden I'm making eggs for the president of CBS in this house, and I just need Raymond to shoot something for my gag reel. I don't care about the golf, but the night before, so here's what happens. The golf tournament ends today. If you look it up today, either it's ending or it's ending. Tomorrow, the next day, 200 people get to play on that course. The course which nobody can buy their way onto. So if you're Bill Gates and you're like, I have $1 trillion, trillion, and they go, that's great, Bill Gates. Your money doesn't help you get onto this course. But 200 people do get to play. 200 celebrities, affiliates. Affiliates are very, very important for network TV because they have local stations and they get to carry the shows they want. So when you see, in the old days, Jay Leno would go around the country meeting up with affiliates. You would, on Everybody Loves Raymond, you would see the cast, and the cast would go, "Hey, hi, Bob Smith. This is the cast of Ever's Raymond. We're so happy that you're having your 49th birthday tomorrow. And we wish we could be there, but we can't. But Bob Smith, keep up the good work." And you go, wow, Bob Smith must be very important. And he is to the network. Okay, so the night before we're about to play, the Masters has ended, and we're all eating somewhere. And Marcus Allen, MVP Super Bowl, goes to Ray Romano. Boy, it's so rare to get to play the Masters, which I've never played, which you can't play. I wish someone could take photos of me. So Ray goes, hey, my friend, Tom, he could probably take photos if I can get him onto the golf course. But I don't know if we're allowed, and I don't want to risk getting kicked off forever because I brought somebody who's not playing golf to take pictures. So Ray goes to me, do you think you could take pictures? I go, yeah, sure. We'll walk the golf course. Now, the next day we play, we get into a car, we drive. It's super tight security. It's mirrors under your car. It's open the trunk. I mean, it is really, really, they're on top of it. And this, keep in mind, this is probably 96, 97, 1998. So before any crazy stuff happened in the country, in the world. But I am in the car. I have as much camera equipment as I've carried with me, which is a decent amount where I always go anywhere. I keep a lot of camera equipment. And we get onto the golf course. So now we're going to play on the first tee. They are going to tee off is what it's called. And you see the Masters sign behind Raymond, and there's Marcus Allen. And there I am, seeming like, what is it called? A loiterer, a guy that's loitering on the golf course. And when they tee off, I look around and I just kind of walk with them. So when you go, Tom, who's going to kick you? Really, seriously, I will give you a little example of the power that they have. Ray Romano and I were on a golf cart with the president of CBS, who feared nobody. And Ray gets a phone call from who? From his real life wife. And he's going, yeah, Anna, the thing about whatever, no, I don't, well, whatever. And the president of CBS turns to Ray and goes, Ray, get off, he might have used an expletive, get off the phone. I could lose the broadcast rights to this event if you are on your phone. Nobody is allowed to be on their phone. He is genuinely afraid because Masters, Augusta National, doesn't care. They will go, someone was using the phone in your car. Yes, it was Ray Romano. He's the star of Everybody's Raymond. They go, great, we're going to give the broadcast rights to NBC. Yes, but I would like, see you later. That's how powerful they are. So now, cut back to, I slowly walk off the first tee, and I'm like, okay, unless somebody is watching, I think I'm good. Because once I'm away from the first tee, you're away from the club, from the clubhouse. So I end up walking all 18 holes, take amazing photos. It's a stunning course. If you just like flowers, it's a stunning course. If you just like greenery, it's a stunning course. If you don't, if you like, what am I going to say? If you just like nature, it's a beautiful course. If you like golf, of course, I'm saying to people who are pulling their hair out going, what a waste, Tom, on you who was talking about the flowers on a golf course. Goodness, okay. See, yes, so now this is one thing I did learn. Marcus Allen, gifted athlete, because to win the Super Bowl and then be the MVP, that means you were the best player at the Super Bowl. I'm watching him play, and he is beating himself up. Folks, the biggest challenge in life is not to beat yourself. So, here's some other people who struggled at the Masters. So let me show some photos. I think this will be dark enough. So here's the first tee. There is Raymond. I see a spot. Is it in my screen? I don't know. There is Raymond teeing off at the Masters. You can see oh, that's my cursor. That's why. Okay, that makes it even better. I think we could probably adjust that ring again a little bit. So there's Kevin and Ray. And let's see, bring that down a little bit. A little bit more. Go really dark. Let's see it really dark. Yep, good, stop. Okay, I will be dark. That's great. A little bit back the other way, just a hair. There's Kevin and Ray walking on the fairway. Okay, yes, don't worry, folks. I am dark. There's Raymond. Here is Raymond focusing on his shot. Okay, let's bring a couple more. This is a very iconic bridge on that on the fairway. Okay. Here's Kevin. This is when you know you have trouble. That is not good. That is not good, ladies and gentlemen. You do not want that ever. You do not ever want to be Kevin James there, waiting there. And then here's yours. Okay, let's go back here. What keeps getting hit? Okay, last shot. There is yours truly with Raymond. That is the golf. The club behind us. I have a lot of camera equipment there, and I have many more photos from that. Okay, now we can adjust that ring a little bit more, right there. Go back a little bit, a hair. Yes, right there. Perfect exposure. What am I at there? About 3.2 or something like that. Okay, let me go back to comments. So, sorry. I think we went 5 times to Augusta, and I walked every time, and then I started having crazy, then I just brought tons and tons of film. So some of the people Craig T. Nelson was there, then Kevin James ended up coming. Also, I'm trying to think, anyone who's watched Entourage, Jeremy Piven is a character on there, and it's based on a guy named Ari Emanuel. He was also there for one time. And he seemed like an agent. He was a very intense guy. I did not know who he was at the time. So let me see. I'm going to show you right now one of Ray Romano's favorite photos of himself. We won't worry about the exposure. I'll post it. There you go. That is Ray Romano suffering, because that, as he says, is golf. So that's him after a very bad shot, which happens seemingly a lot. Okay, here we go. Are you guys enjoying this little trip? Here is Raymond next to Ari Emanuel. Is it Ari? I forget. I think it is, because his brother is also a famous guy in politics. There we go. But you can see the flowers behind them. And that is Amen Corner for those of you that know. Let's see, scrolling through here. Don't worry, folks. I just don't want to. So that's the fairways are gigantic. That's Kevin James and Ray Romano walking away with their caddies. The caddies are all dressed the same. They have white. Here we go. Here, this is a beautiful panoramic shot by yours truly. That is Raymond. That is what the caddies look like. And he is putting now. So there you go. Here's another, oh, these are beautiful. There's Raymond driving. There we go. That is a panoramic film camera taken with a Noblex film camera. Okay. Fun with Deborah, actually. Fun with Deborah. So I'm going to tell you a real life related to that because Raymond, that episode, wow, look at all these pictures, Tom. Yep, okay, let's see this. And so just, here is just, I'm going to show this because it's such a nice photo of our friend Raymond. There he is about to hit it. So Raymond and I were guests on the Craig Ferguson show. And Ray was talking about how little I know about golf. Okay, here you go. This is a tough one to get. There's the spray. Now I'm just talking about photography. It's a little bit bright. You can't quite see it exactly, but there's sand coming. It's fine. There's sand coming off of that sand trap. We're on a guest on Craig Ferguson, and Ray says, you know, Tom's never been on, he's been on 4 golf courses, and it's the mecca of golf. And Craig Ferguson's like, I beg your pardon, because St. Andrews is, I think, officially the first golf course. Now you'll recognize this, okay? That is the golf course that they built on stage 5 of Everest Raymond. And people say, why did they build it? Why didn't they just go to a golf course? Okay, now I'm just bragging. Here's just this is at a place called Cypress. That's a panoramic photo I took of, I think that's Ray. I got to look closely. That's a hole. You have to hit it over the body of water onto the next hole. Okay, so that's a pretty impressive, sorry Instagram, you can't see it all. If I do that, you can see it all on Instagram. Okay. Fun with Deborah, an episode where Patricia Heaton, the Deborah character, plays golf. Oh, I didn't, okay, that's fine. I have a photo that you guys have never seen of Patty laughing. That was Ray's worst fear in real life, that Ray's wife was going to take up golf and ruin it for him. And everybody likes his wife, don't worry. It's just that cliche of it's my time away from my wife. And Ray did a show called The Haney Project. Hank Haney was a golf coach of Tiger Woods. And as a surprise, they had Raymond's wife show up at the golf course, just like we did on Everybody Loves Raymond, Fun with Deborah. And Ray was equally horrified in the show and in real life. Okay, but we don't have to share that in case Ray's wife is listening. Okay, let's go back. Here we go. Beautiful photos. You're welcome. Tom, beautiful. I'm taking all these compliments, everybody. Yes, these are all film shots. They're crazy. What year was it? It was all, okay, so that's a nice question. So, to just show you the importance of it and how show business works, Ray was going to the Masters because the affiliates, who we just established are very important, were being courted by the president of CBS, saying, hey, what if you got to play at the Masters, the unplayable golf course? And then the affiliates go, I would love that. And maybe you can play with Ray Romano. And they go, oh, with a celebrity, great. We will continue, president of CBS, playing the shows that you want us to play on our affiliates out of Cincinnati, Ohio, out of Georgia, out of Mississippi. All those affiliates can do that. So the moment Ray stopped doing the show, the invite, he went to his mailbox, he goes, that's funny, I'm not invited to the Masters anymore ever again. So that was the last time Ray was at the Masters, and that would have been 2004, I believe, because I went with him every time, because then, once I was educated, by the way, I did get photos over to Marcus Allen. By the time I was educated, I saw and could appreciate the magnificence of the Masters tournament and Augusta and the tradition, etc. there. So excellent question. So we're talking about 1998 to 2005. So there you go. All right, let me scroll back up and see what Tom has missed. Is Ray's shirts tucked in? Might have been a violation. Funny. Did you use film or digital on the course? All film, all the time. Digital in 2005 existed. I mean, it existed, I think, in 1978. They probably were 70. Who knows when Kodak came up with digital and dropped the ball. But it was all film. Fantastic shots. Can't believe how young the three of you still look after all these years. Yes, it's called tremendous amounts of plastic surgery. Money well spent. Glad to see Ray shaved off his beard. Okay, Lynn, these are old photos. So these are old photos before he grew his beard. And a lot of women like his beard. So we'll have to start that debate. My stepdad, who is in his 90s, played at Pebble Beach years ago. Okay, I'm going to bring this up, Deb. You know what? Deb, I just found a letter from you. I think I left it home. But yes, I did find a letter that's unopened. So there's probably 100% some new tea in there, I'm assuming, etc. My stepdad is in 90, played at Pebble Beach years ago. His brother sat on the board of directors. He was there playing with when Clint Eastwood was there. Okay, so since you brought that up, Raymond, how are we on time, folks? How are we on time? Interesting. Okay, we have so much to do. We have to guess a script, right? Which looks like this on the front. Okay, it's a yellow script, and it's got pictures in it, and we're going to guess what is the episode. And then, of course, the canister has something. So I've decided always, do the script, eat the food. Do the script, eat the food, because my fingers... Okay, so Deb Tuck brought it up. Clint Eastwood took a liking to TV's Ray Romano, and Ray even gave him an award. And Ray, during the show, went up to Clint, to Pebble, and I remember he made a video. I was not there. He made a video where Clint Eastwood was making pancakes for Raymond. Okay. So one year Ray goes, hey, do you want to go to Pebble with me? And I go, sure, why not? I will walk the course and take pictures. Now, Pebble Beach is a walk in the park as far as security and people nervous, etc. There's something called a Pro-Am. Pro-Am, I think it has gone away, which is sad, but it's a long, long tradition. I want to say back to the 30s or 40s where old players, Bing Crosby, Bob Hope, and then Jack Lemmon, and you see all these big celebrities playing. Ray would play there. He made a documentary with Kevin James called Making the Cut, which I had a little hand in sitting editing, which is another story altogether. But Ray goes, do you want to come to Pebble Beach? Sure. What is it? I didn't say that. I knew Pebble Beach. So we go up. I go up with Phil, with Raymond rather. I think what it was, Phil gave Raymond a gift to go to Pebble Beach. And instead of bringing his wife, he said, why don't I bring Kevin James and we can play golf? So that caused a fight, just like on the TV show, Everybody Loves Raymond. So I go to Pebble, and Ray goes, hey, we have to go to this dinner, but you got to sit next to Clint Eastwood. And I go, okay. He's like, Clint Eastwood whispers. He's hard to understand, and Ray doesn't love making small talk. So I go, yeah, sure, of course, and clearly I don't mind making small talk. So we go, I wasn't even going to talk about this. We go to a dinner. It's at a private house in a back room, but it's a giant room. And there, sitting at the table, it's me, Clint Eastwood, Clint Eastwood's wife at the time, Glenn Fry, a singer, and you guys are going to have to help me, a singer based out of Connecticut. Does he live in Connecticut now? Yes. He's kind of a crooner, but not as young as Michael Bublé and not as old as Frank Sinatra. Michael Bolton. So Michael Bolton is there, and a bunch of other celebrities, and we're talking. And so Clint goes, I have my panoramic film camera, and Clint goes, what is that, Tom? And I go, oh, it's a panoramic film camera. So I have a photograph. I'm going to see if I can find it on my phone. Might be able to. I have a photograph of Clint Eastwood going like this, squinting, looking directly into the lens of my panoramic film camera, which was great. And this was the best part. A couple people made speeches. Clint did not. And at 8:59, okay, so here, I'm going to tell you this. You know the Irish goodbye, you know parties that go on forever and you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to go home. I just want to go to sleep. I want to watch a Raymond rerun, a rerun of Raymond, a tongue twister. But you can't because you have to stay at this party. At 8:59 or whatever time it is, they literally go, party's over, everybody go home, because everybody has to tee off early. So all of a sudden, this get together, which, let's face it, if you did go to a party and you were sitting with Glenn Frey, lead singer of the Eagles, just FYI, Michael Bolton, who were the other celebrities? I can't even remember the other celebrities. Clint Eastwood, you would be like, you know, this is kind of a dinner of a lifetime. I would like to have this go as long as possible. But this did not end that way. This ended quickly and we cleared out. Oh, that's the I'm leaving out. You have to go a drive from Pebble to this house, right? And it was a big chef, I can't remember his name, a large man chef, also somewhat famous from there. There are rental vehicles, just like in Augusta, Cadillac provides all the vehicles. Also, I'm leaving out in Augusta, not only did they change the locks on the private houses, they changed the phone numbers. It felt like the CIA was coming in and going, we're changing everything. So now at Pebble, you have a driver and it's a BMW. And so we go, okay, the driver's coming to pick us up. We get in the car. Our driver is not the driver. Our driver is Huey Lewis of Huey Lewis and the News. Okay, he is our driver. So I go, this is weird. Do you tip Huey? It's odd. So what had happened is Huey Lewis, you pronounce the H, I'm from New Jersey, so you say humid. You don't say humid. Huey just wanted to drive that new BMW and see what it was like, so he's like, yeah, I'll drive. So James Woods was there also, not in the car, but he was there at the tournament. He's an actor. Look him up if you don't know him. So yeah, it's a very surreal thing. So the night ends. So yes, Huey. How's that? How's that I forgot that Huey Lewis was the driver? Okay, let me look up. Let me see what happens if I search Clint Eastwood in my phone. Clint Eastwood. Now I have to bring up by bringing up. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I love it when it doesn't seem like I'm lying. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute, everybody. Wow, this was impressive. So I must have posted it on a photo site about 10 years ago. Okay, so here we go. As described. Wow, and this even backs up, and this is even truncated. Truncated means cut off. Okay, so there is Clint looking into my camera. There's Glenn Frey peeking over the wine glass. There's a woman who's talking to Clint's wife at the time. So she's making a face, but she's not making a face at me. So that is Clint Eastwood looking at my camera, which I said here. The lens swings by. It's called a swing lens camera. It's film, and the lens is it's a 28 millimeter lens with a slot in front. And so that lens just goes from left to right. If you look up Jeff Bridges and the wide lux, you will see a lot on that. So there you go. And there, let me see if I can zoom in. There's Clint. There you go. Staring. The woman looks like she's just mid-sentence. She's not horrified. And for those of you that don't know, just for the court, that's Glenn Frey, lead singer of one of two lead singers for the Eagles. So there you go. That's, wow, didn't think I would tell that story ever. How's that for a good story? A lot more on golf. Okay, we have to guess the script now. Let me just catch up on some comments. That might be the longest I've ever spoken without looking at comments. Let me take a drink from the very nostalgic, this triggers memories. That's what it is. It's a good test for Alzheimer's. If you can remember the episode, you don't have it. I'm not a medical doctor also, in case you're like, hey, this guy Tom said. All right, let's scroll down. Let's see some comments here. Okay, Donnell. Fantastic photos. Wow. Can't believe, yes, how young? Okay, now I know is Ray's shirt tucked in? Okay, great, beautiful photos, compliments, great photos. Love Craig Ferguson. We saw him Plymouth, Massachusetts last year. He probably doesn't get invited back at all now since the show ended, correct? Yes, so that I guess we're catching up. Okay, hi Rita. I keep reminding myself when I'm watching ELR and I keep hearing a male laughing with somewhat of a recurring grunt. Okay. That really stands to me, at least. Who was the guy at every taping? I know there was always a live audience, but dare I ask, was there any laugh tracks added to the show? No laugh track, sweetening of laugh. That is probably Phil Rosenthal. Phil Rosenthal had a kind of honking laughter when he would laugh very hard. So I will do an analysis, and I'll break down where I know you hear Phil. I know Lucky Suit. So I hear him every episode. I hear Jeremy Stevens. I hear Mark Sweet. I hear people that I know. So that, but I will break down. We'll do a watch party where we watch, and I'll point it out too. Yes. Let me see. Sounds like a walrus. Yes, that's Phil. Okay, great. Thank you, Karen. Yes. Annabelle, I have to lie down, having a vision migraine, can't see well. Everyone have a great day. Oh, okay. I hope you get over that, Annabelle. Nothing worse than that. Okay, let me scroll to the end. Hi, Carol Nicholson. How are you digitizing the pictures you have on film? I would love a device to do that for my many photos, but a good one is probably too expensive. Where's my cough button? I don't even know. So when we were doing the book, the Edward Rayjmond book, I purchased 2 Nikon digital scanners. At that point, they scanned film, and at that point, digital photography was early on. Those scanners have been discontinued. There's many devices out there that you can buy. I have one that I have to try. I think it's an HP that I haven't tried yet. But for me, I use those scanners, those Nikon, is it a drum scanner? I don't know if it's technically a drum scanner. I also, on the end of my Nikon, I have an attachment, and so I will load the down and dirty way. The quick way is I'll load the negative into this thing, shoot it with a digital camera, then use a program called, what is it called? Within Lightroom, it's called something, to convert it. So it shoots the negative. I see the negative. I pull it into this program called Lightroom. There's an attachment. There's a add-on. What do they call it? They don't call it an add-on. They call it plug-in, and it's photo negative something. And it's great. Negative Pro, maybe. Might be called Negative Pro. It's phenomenal. But there's many, many ways you can digitize your old negatives. Especially every year it's getting better and better. Although a friend of mine just told me that hard drives have astronomically increased in price, which really, really stinks. Okay, we have to guess the script. Deb Tuck, yes. Hi, Deb. Thanks for sharing the photos of Clint Eastwood. I have a personalized photo of him. And I also have a sweatshirt from Pebble Beach. I really enjoyed your story of Clint Eastwood. One of my favorite actors, yes. Tracy Wills, Jack Nicholson, yes. Misspelling Jack's name, it's fine. That is fine. So excited that you will do a watch party. Yes, we will do that. When first dating, played golf once. Hi, Janet. With my future husband. We knew it was the best to never do that again. I'm not good at sports. Yes, very, very good. I hear Phil almost every episode is so much fun to recognize his laugh. Yes, Phil Rosenthal, that's it. Okay, you are correct, and I agree. Okay, I keep doing this, and then let me cancel this. Okay, we're going to play Shame. For those of you that are just joining, Tom Caltabiano, Edward Rayjmond writer, and I rescued from the dumpster 209, probably 208 scripts from the wardrobe department. Okay, and we try and guess what is the episode based on these wardrobe Polaroids. And there's Raymond, Raymond is the toughest because guess what he's wearing in this episode? Jeans and a flannel shirt that's open. And okay, here he is there. So I can't really get closer because then you won't even see it on Instagram. Okay, so there's one photo. Let's see if we can guess the episode. Maybe I should build an opening for that. Okay, here's Raymond again. Oh, what is he wearing? Jeans with a shirt that's open with a t-shirt under it. That's a giveaway. Okay, that's a little bit different there. Wow, really stretching towards the camera. And here, now the only clue here is that he's in a different room. He's in a different room, but what is he wearing? Oh, jeans with an open shirt and a t-shirt underneath it. Okay, very good. Hold on. It's coming apart. Okay, folks, do you know what the name of the thing is that holds a script together? It's called a brad. That is called a brad. Believe it or not, think of Brad Garrett. That little thing that holds the script together. Okay, now, who are we going to next? It's always the next person. Patricia Heaton. And Patricia Heaton. Okay, now you can usually guess from the really, really good people who guess them. And by the way, hats off to you because I am super impressed myself. Usually Patty is kind of a dead giveaway because she dresses differently. She doesn't wear flannel shirts. Okay, here we go. Patty again. And Patty again, the Deborah character. And there's a close-up of her, let me see for Instagram, sorry. Close-up of her earrings. Let me see this. Whoops. Completely lost the screen. Let me check for guesses now. Going for guesses. Garage sale. Nope. I said it with such enthusiasm. Ooh, here's another one of Patricia Heaton. Okay. Thank you. All right. Thomas Gerard. Thomas Gerard, the children's book. Is that true? Thomas Gerard, bravo. But what I'm saying, is that true? That is true. But did somebody guess it earlier? Okay, let me see. You're seeing me look under my glasses. Could this be the one with the suitcase on the stairs, Karen? It could be, but it's not. Okay, so here, okay, is anything a tell? It's real. A tell means that outfit tells you. So here, this might be. So that, I've never seen Brad Garrett wear that shirt, the Robert character wearing that shirt. So that might be, as we say, a tell there. He is in that. That doesn't give it away. But that, certainly, etc. So I need a magnifying glass to see these pictures on my phone. Yes, Karen, I didn't know you were watching me on your phone. So Peter Boyle. And so this might be, sorry, what you see me, I'm leafing through to see if there's anything clue. So this might be, because this clearly, this could be a specific, in Allie's bedroom, Madeline Sweeten's the bedroom, and that might be her teacher there. Is that her teacher there, or is that Rhonda from Props? Hard to tell. Doris doesn't help you on this. Okay, so Thomas Gerard, if you were the first, I'm not questioning that. It's just, that is a tough one to guess. So there we go. The children's book, Instagram frame. Yes, absolutely perfect guess. Okay, now let's go. Where are we on? Okay, here it is. The canister. Okay. Let's see what we have. Oh. Don't know what this is. That's the sound of a canister right there. I was a little rough on it. Okay, here we go. Where is that from, everybody? Is that from the UK? I've never heard of it in my life. It's got to be, is it from the UK? Did my friend bring this from the UK? Okay. Turkish. Turkish delight. Okay. Okay, here we go. You're hearing, that's the sound of the person behind you in the movie theater, struggling, fighting. Okay, I will need a napkin. Okay, let's see this. Ooh, already. Chocolate on the keyboard, chocolate everywhere. So it's this. sorry, don't. Here we go. That's me if I'm in the witness protection program testifying, and they've run out of black bars to go across my eyes. They do a chocolate bar. Okay, so do we know what it's funny for those watching who are like, how has Tom never heard of a Turkish delight? I just never have. Okay, so let me see some early comments. Let me see. Let me see this. Okay, Gil is saying it is from the UK. All right, what am I expecting? Okay, let me do this over the keyboard. Oh, wow. Not expecting that at all. So here, eating on camera. So for those of you that don't know what the inside is, there it is. It's what is it? It's a jam, gelatin jam. It's like a milk chocolate. It's funny because I'm kind of like when Aliens, every bad sketch you do with aliens, they have no reference. This is a milk chocolate covered gelatinous, and that's a disgusting word. That's not a big sales word for the delicious Turkish delight. I like it, don't get me wrong. Is it raspberry, strawberry? So it's kind of like a not that sweet gummy bear that's been melted into a rectangular object covered with milk chocolate. I'm going to give this a 7.2 rating. It's good. It's not too sweet. How is it not too sweet? It feels like my teeth should hurt from eating this. So there you go, folks. The Turkish delight. Where does this rank in the UK of delicious treats? Is it beloved? Is it okay? I'm taking chocolate. Is it beloved? Is it no longer popular? Is it an old school? Zero reference, zero knowledge. I'm just trying to take chocolate off of my keyboard. Okay, final comments. Let's go back to the neglected Instagram and see what I have missed on Instagram. Okay. The Ottoman Empire. The Pesach and Deborah's parents visited. Okay, we're always guessing this. Why we're here. Very good guesses, by the way. Logical guesses, which I really like, which is phenomenal. Hi, Denise. Was Phil in any episodes in the background? No. Phil was never, and Phil could have been. On a post this week, you showed a picture of an outside writer. How often were outside users? Why? Yes, Lynn Van Orden, maybe. That wasn't an outside writer. That was Susan Van Allen, who wrote Marie's Meatballs. She was a writer for one season. She was a writer's assistant for 2 seasons and a writer for 1 season. But outside writers, there's two a year I think you're required. I've talked about this. I'm not shaming you. I'm just saying I've discussed this topic. The Writers Guild. So I got to look up the official thing with my friends in the know. But as far as I know, the Writers Guild forces, make sure that shows use outside scripts. Otherwise, it gives an unknown writer or a writer that's not on the show a chance to submit a script. So there's many outside scripts that were submitted to Rayjmond, but not that many got the opportunity to pitch. So to actually come in the room to pitch to Phil, the writers, means you're really on top of it. And there were a couple people who pitched, and I was like, holy moly, did they do a lot of work, and did they pitch this show out well? And they did not get a script. And so there were some, so off the top of my head, because there's also an extensive rewrite process, but Frank Paints the House, The Canister, Marie's Glasses, Who's Handsome, these are all outside scripts off the top of my head that I can think of. And usually there are a lot of rewrites. But there you go. That's kind of the thing. It's so weird. My computer, don't know why it does that. Okay. Final comments, questions. Here we go, folks. Turkish delight is an old-fashioned treat most people know today from its spotlight on The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Oh, is that a show that is really popular? And did they eat it on the show? I know that it's not Sherlock Holmes quality deductive reasoning, but Donnell, am I close in that guess? Thank you, Donnell. I appreciate it. Turkish delight is a classic. Used to have the slogan, full of Eastern promise. That's hysterical. Thank you, Gil. Had no knowledge of that whatsoever. Nestle's produces a similar product in Canada called the Big Turk. Interesting. Rose-flavored Turkish Delight Jelly Center surrounded by milk chocolate and is marketed in the UK. Just looked it up. There you go. Now I sound like you. Excellent. Rose-flavored Turkish Delight Jelly Center. So the thing I'm struck by is it's not that sweet in a good way. It's not, I would think my teeth would hurt from that. I'm going to classify it as almost a health food. Now Cadbury, a popular Middle Eastern confection made from a starch and sugar gel, usually rose flavored with nuts. Okay, there are no nuts in that one, but that's very interesting. I'm loving this. Children's book, yes. By the way, can we confirm? Janet, yes, you know you're not AI as you put your fingers in front of your face. I did. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, this is awesome, all these people. So, yes, it's hard to see them. I do a screenshot and zoom in on them as well. Okay, I do appreciate that, everybody catching up on this. All right, so we've concluded. We talked about, we didn't talk that much about on the other side of the staircase. We are so having fun today. It's almost should be illegal. Okay, so I'll do a whole episode about it, but just for those of you that have hung on and going, Tom, can you please? So let's do this. I'm closing this. I'm looking back here. I open my photo app as soon as it stops churning, and let's do this. And now here we go here. Yes, and so, okay, so I'm standing on the platform. I say, hey, Patty, and she turns around and smiles at me, and I grab that photo. If I turned around and didn't go towards her and went away from her, I would walk down a staircase that leads to the craft services area, the kitchen area, this big table where everybody eats. I posted a very common, I just posted on the story, I'm going to search as soon as I put my hand down, of Patty and Doris Roberts hugging before the final introduction of the cast. I'm standing on the same platform to take that photo. Not only I am turning 180 degrees from how I'm standing there. Let's see. I don't think it's still on my story, but let's just see. Let's see, Tom. Let's see if you are accurate or a filthy liar. Let's see. Okay, that's Patty, and then I go back, and then I go back, and then I go back, and then I go back. No, it has expired. So I will post that picture. That's a great picture. I just thought of it. So. Because it's hard, if you're not there, it's hard to get your head wrapped around it. And also, when the actor disappears up the steps, you're watching at home, you're going, oh, they went upstairs, they're now walking down a hallway, and they walk into the bedroom. How did they get the cameras up there? In real life, they walk up the stairs, cut! The actor goes back down the other way or comes down the way they came. And now all the cameras move over to the bedroom, Ray and Deborah's bedroom. Now there's 4 cameras set up. The actor enters that scene. And on TV at home, you're like, wait a minute. They went upstairs. How did they get the camera upstairs, Tom? You're missing my point. It has to be upstairs. It's not upstairs. Everything has to roll on the floor smoothly. So, the whole point of why I'm saying that is, Ray is texting me about the Masters. I say that because it's hard when you're not there. For me, being there. For anybody who's there, they're like, oh, I see how it works. Those of you who are watching who attended a live show, Annabelle, you see how it works. But again, it's hard to get your head wrapped around if you're not there. And for me, it was the first time working on the show. I was like, oh, that's how they do it. Did not know that. Excellent job of fooling everybody with, as one person put it, with your trickery. Thank you, Bob. Always appreciated. Okay, Deb Tuck, thank you. Aloha. I had craft service found in the past when my former colleague Ann were extras in New York City for Central Casting years ago. We ate with Edie Falco when she had her show Nurse Jackie. That's not even that long ago, really. I was in a few episodes, was told I had a lot of screen time, but I never watched to see it. Oh, interesting. That's very show busy of you. Yes, Deb. Saw the photo of Brad Garrett. Yeah, so Brad Garrett is at his comedy club, I think, until the 16th of April this month in 2026. Those of you who watch, who have seen him live, he is very, very, very funny. He is very irreverent, and he, for those of you that are expecting Robert Barone, the clean-cut, super nice policeman who's been put upon, think more of Don Rickles, only taller and in many ways funnier. So he does appear at his comedy club. He's really great, but please, if you're easily offended, then just know that that's what you're walking into. But there is nobody, Brad, when he gets on a roll, is hysterical. And we don't have to talk about his acting because his boatload of Emmys tells you how good he was as an actor. All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me this week. I will see you next week. I love your comments. Spread the word about the Masters and Rayjmond 360 site. It's the only site run by somebody who actually worked on the show. I see a lot of information that is very oddly wrong, and I see a lot of AI stuff that's really odd to see. I actually sat with Ray and I was showing him some of the AI stuff, and it's just so weird to see. So point your friends who love the show here as your source for all things true about the show and all things delicious, and also our whatever your favorite quote is. Cheers to everybody. And Deb, I'm going to open that tea that you sent. All right, see you guys next week. Have a good week.